Call this meeting of February 12, 2013 to order. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Bronson.
Present.
Supervisor Carroll.
Here.
Supervisor Elias.
Para civiles.
Supervisor Miller.
Here.
Chairman Valadez.
Present.
Let the record show all members are present.
Today's invocation will be offered by Steve Keplinger of Grace St. Paul's Episcopal Church and will be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Supervisor Elias. Everyone, please stand.
Thank you. Good morning. Let us pray. Gracious Creator, on this last day of Mardi Gras, on this Fat Tuesday, we give you thanks for place, for the remarkable home in which all of us are privileged to live. We thank you for the blessing of living in a county of stunning desert landscapes and agoraphobic views. We celebrate our storied history and express our gratefulness for our treasured past. We thank you for the inspirational legacy of our predecessors, for the rugged individualists who helped form this place with courage and fortitude. We give thanks for the rich diversity of our county's patchwork quilt, for the major influences of Native, Latino, and Western European culture that have blended together to create our unique and beautiful society. We are humbled to be a part of this great past, and we are honored to follow your call to protect our tradition and to preserve all aspects of our cultural roots. We are especially grateful for our relationship with you that we have discovered through our cultural heritage. In embracing the Trinitarian God of both our Latino and Western European ancestors, we have learned that your very essence is about relationship, that even God only exists by relating to God. As images of God, this is our example of how we relate to each other. We are called by our traditions to govern our county as you govern us, through mutuality and respect, through egalitarian relationships with each other and with all those we represent. We are called to see the sacred in each other and honor that sacredness first and foremost. We are also called to honor the God of our indigenous sisters and brothers, the God who permeates every inch of this beautiful desert that we are privileged to call our home. May we never forget our calling to protect and preserve this sacred land that is a part of you and a part of us, a land that is so exquisitely beautiful that people the world over come to our doorstep to experience what we are privileged to be in the midst of every day. It is in that spirit of gratefulness that we pray today for those elected to represent the people of this county, those given the responsibility of protecting every aspect of this incredible legacy, the entrepreneurial spirit that formed Pima County, the people and the culture of our native Latino and Western European heritages, the image of God whose very essence shows us how to be in constant relationship with each other, and the land that is permeated with the presence of God and just may be the most beautiful landscape on earth. Let us pray that we may work together in a spirit of gratefulness for all we have and with a determination to meet head-on the challenges ahead. May they be inspired to live in a spirit of cooperation and compromise as we work to stimulate our economy, create life-giving employment opportunities, and improve the quality of life for everyone in this county. May God be with each of you individually and collectively as you represent the good people and the historical legacy of this county. May God give you the courage to always protect this great legacy and to lead us into a bold and dynamic new world full of new opportunity, hope, love, and wonder. Amen.
Thank you, Father. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We move on to Pause for Pause, and today we have Officer Bowden here with Buster. He's happy to be here.
He could change his name to Paul, probably. I like Paul.
Hey, good morning. Uh, this is Buster. Buster is a very happy dog. He's got a sign of that on his tail. He's got what we call happy tail. Dogs that wag their tails incredibly frequently sometimes will end up losing the fur at the tip of their tail from wagging their tail too much against walls and things of that nature. He has a happy tail for sure, and he's definitely a happy dog. Buster's about 2 years old. He is ready for adoption. He's already been neutered, and he weighs about 50 pounds. He's not going to get any bigger than this, and other than maybe gain a few pounds if you give him too many treats. He will be available as part of our Valentine's Day special. We are offering dogs in honor of Valentine's Day for $14 adoptions plus a $15 licensing fee. So that's a whole lot of love for $14. He's already been neutered, so he is ready to go out the door today. He's pretty well behaved. I'll see if I can get him to sit for you. Come here, Buster. Buster. Sit. Sit. Good boy. So he's very well mannered. He does great on a leash. He, like all of our dogs, are definitely a great addition to any home. So if you've got room in your home for a dog, I encourage you to come on down and look. It's a great gift for Valentine's Day, better than chocolate or flowers. $14 love muffins, we're calling them. If you're unable to take a dog in and you still want to support the dogs in our community that need some assistance, you can give a donation, and you can give a donation as a gift to one of your loved ones for Valentine's Day. You can go to our website at pimaanimalcare.org, click on the green donation icon, and make a donation. You can make that in your name or a friend's name. So I encourage you as a gift of love to the dogs and to your loved ones to consider making a donation or adopting a dog this year for Valentine's Day. So if you have any questions about Buster, he will be available for adoption today at noon. You can come to our facility between noon and 7 on weekdays, 10 to 5 on weekends. We're located at 4000 North Silver Bell Road. If you want to come down and check out the dogs, we encourage you to do that. If you want to come down and just walk the dogs, we have room for volunteers any day of the week. So please, I encourage you to help out with these great animals in our community and give them some of your time and love if you don't have space in your home. So thank you for your time.
Supervisor Leos.
Well, let's just say that, it's a Valentine's Day special, $14. That's a pretty good deal. And please, if you can adopt this dog, go home, talk to some of your family members, talk to your friends, and see if they're willing to adopt this dog. Buster seems to be really nice, has a good attitude. I saw him sitting on the officer's lap right now, and he just looked happy. He just looked happy and friendly. And so please, have a heart, adopt a dog. If you don't want to do it for Valentine's Day, you could do it for Arizona Statehood Day. That's coming up right here on the same day, the 14th, so you could be a loyal Arizonan and adopt a dog, name it after your favorite state legislator.
That's a great idea.
On that note, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Buster. We do have 2 items on the executive session calendar. The chair will entertain a motion to go into executive session, which should be brief.
Second.
Motion and a second to go into executive session. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please signify by saying nay. Ayes have it. We will recess until the sound of the gavel. As I said, this should be brief. Call this meeting back to order. We had 2 items on the executive session calendar. Council, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Executive session item A on the addendum agenda concerns a potential settlement of Robeson versus Pima County. This is Pima County Superior Court case number C 2004-6106, in which Robeson challenged the county's connection fee rate as it applied to the Quail Creek subdivision. The decision is currently under appeal. Following mediation, the parties have tentatively agreed to a resolution wherein the county would pay $3 million in cash to Robeson and would provide Robeson with $500,000 in credits to offset charges for scheduled effluent purchases from the county's Green Valley wastewater reclamation facility. Under the terms of the proposed settlement, these payments would resolve all outstanding Robeson claims and decisions against the county, and Robeson would not agree to pursue its pending claim challenging the county's current connection fee ordinance. The Pima County Attorney's Office and outside counsel recommend that the county accept the proposed settlement.
Mr. Chairman,
Supervisor Bronson.
I'll move the county attorney and outside counsel's recommendation.
Motion and a second to approve the attorney's recommendation. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please signify by saying nay. Ayes have it. Council?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, the second item, executive session item B on the addendum agenda, concerns a request by the law firm of Mesh, Clark, and Rothschild, the Pima County waive a conflict of interest to allow the firm to represent KG&E Construction, Inc. with respect to filing a lawsuit against the county to prevent the county from releasing certain documents to a third party pursuant to a request for public records. As is the case with all such requests for waiver, the matter is entirely within the discretion of the board.
Move to waive.
Motion and a second to waive the conflict. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please signify by saying nay. Ayes have it. Board of Supervisors sitting in regular session. I do not have any speaker cards. Is there someone here who would like to address the board at a call to the, a consent calendar item only? Hearing none. What's the will of the board on consent calendar?
Mr. Chairman, I'll move consent in its entirety. Second.
Motion and a second to move consent in its entirety. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed, please signify by saying nay. Ayes have it. Moving on to item number 6 and 7.
Mr. Chairman, I will move item 6, classification and compensation related to the Office of Court-Appointed Counsel, and item 7, Industrial Development Authority Resolution 2013-8. Second.
Motion and a second to approve items 6 and 7 and resolution number 2013-8. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please signify by saying nay. Ayes have it. Moving on to hearings, development services. Type 2 conditional use permits, item number 8.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, good morning. This is a Type 2 conditional use permit requested within the GR1 zone for a barber shop and offices. This is on a site where several years ago the board already approved another Type 2 conditional use permit request at that time for a convenience store. The development plan for the entire site has been processed and approved. All of the site improvements are in place necessary to effectuate this new request. The building space is already there as well as all associated parking, landscape buffer improvements, and the like. We have had absolutely no public comment on this case. The hearing administrator recommendation to the board is for approval, subject to standard and special conditions. The new conditions being that the architectural style of the new building be consistent with the Santa Fe style that was established with the convenience store, and that the size of the building would be limited to no more than 800 square feet as indicated in the application. Other than that, I have no more for a staff report. I'd be glad to answer whatever questions the board might have.
Mr. Chairman, is there anyone in the audience that wishes to address us on this item in opposition at this time? If not, I'm going to move to close public hearing and approve the conditional use permit for P21-12-1-018 with standard and special conditions as outlined by the hearing administrator.
Second.
Motion and a second to close the public hearing and approve item number 8, P21-12-018, with subject to standard and special conditions as outlined by the hearing administrator. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please signify by saying nay. Ayes have it. Moving on to item number 9.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, again, this is another Type 2 conditional use permit request, this time in the RVC zone, and the request is for a plant nursery, country general store, and a farmer's market. This is a site wherein all of the improvements on the property are already in place. There are no proposed new construction improvements. They are only looking at utilizing the existing improvements on the site for the plant nursery, country general store, and farmer's market. We've had public comment on this case, all of which has been very positive. The applicant has done a very good job of working with their surrounding neighbors to explain the project and elicit their support, and that support has come to Pima County in the way of emails and telephone calls. So as far as the surrounding neighborhood is concerned, it appears everyone is on board with this new proposed use. The hearing administrator recommendation is for approval, subject to standard and special conditions. The special conditions are only that there would be limits on the expansion of the uses, and if they got over a certain size, we would require another conditional use permit just to guard against any overexpansion of the property. Everything else is pretty much straightforward, and once again, that would be my staff report unless the board has any questions for me to answer.
Mr. Chairman.
Supervisor Carroll.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much, Mr. Portner and Tom Dreskowski from the Development Service Center. I appreciate the extra effort that you did make to go visit the site. I also do appreciate the applicant and the effort that they made to reach out to their neighboring community. It's a very good use. I've obviously been familiar with this site. I hope that it takes off and is a success. So with that, I'd like to close the public hearing. Move to approve the Type 2 conditional use permit on P21-12-019 Balser East Tanque Verde Road. I'd like to approve it with subject, standard, and special conditions.
Motion and second to close the public hearing and approve item number 9, P21-12-019, with standard and special conditions. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please signify by saying nay. Ayes have it. Transportation, traffic resolution, item number 10, resolution number 2013-9.
Mr. Chairman, this is a hearing. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to address us on this item at this time? If not, I move to close public hearing and approve Resolution 2013-9 only if Mr. Huckleberry is riding in the Tucson Bicycle Classic. No, strike that.
Mr. Huckleberry.
You're not riding in?
Second.
Okay.
That's it, I'm a no. Motion before us is the approval of item number 10, resolution number 2013-9, and close the public hearing. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please signify by saying nay. Ayes have it. Moving on to the addendum agenda, Board of Supervisors sitting in regular session. Item number 1, contract real property.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move the item.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second to approve item number 1, contract real property on the addendum agenda. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please signify by saying nay. Ayes have it. Moving on to call to the public, I believe I have 8 speaker cards. And let me call, just to let everybody know, I'm going to ask you to please keep your comments to 3 minutes. We have a little timer in the front. I'm going to call Sophia Blue. Please come up, identify yourself for the record, and you have 3 minutes.
Good morning, Chairman Valadez, members of the board, and the public. My name is Sophia Blue. I live at 3217 East 25th Street, and I'm a county employee. I've worked for Pima County since 2006, and I've worked for the library for 17 years. I am a library associate at the Quincy Douglas branch. My job is to maintain patron records to ensure county residents of all ages and status can access literature and vital information. I assist many people with learning computer skills, I help them with job applications, and I support early literacy by presenting story times in English and Spanish. It is said that free access to information is the cornerstone of a democracy. I believe this is true with my whole heart. That's why I do what I do. Over the past few years, I have seen coworkers eagerly volunteer to fill in gaps and graciously step up to fill roles of responsibility and leadership. But sadly, I have also seen a decline in morale by many county employees who do not feel valued in a meaningful way by their employer. We are the public servants who love our jobs and our county. We have worked even harder to care for our public throughout the economic challenges we have faced. We ask that you consider these things and lend your support to approving a significant wage increase to help our county employees continue to prosper and do the good work of caring for our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to call on Jeff Barnes. Please come up, sir. Identify yourself for the record. You have 3 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, board members, my name is Jeff Barnes. I'm a Pima County employee. I live at 9562 East Catalina Hills Road, Tucson. I've been a county employee for 13 years with Fleet Services. I appreciate my job and I enjoy it. We take care of the roads, the vehicles up on the mountain, the landfills, the treatment plant vehicles. I've seen a lot of pay decline over the past few years for health insurance and stuff like that, and I feel that we'd appreciate a pay increase of some kind to help us out to take care of the cost of living, the cost of gasoline and all that. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Mr. Barnes. Next, I'd like to call on Lisette Arvizo.
Good morning, Chairman and members of the board. My name is Lizette Arvizu, and I...
If you could please get close to the mic.
Okay,
Thank
sorry
you.
about that. Okay, I live at 2635 West Moonbrook Place here in Tucson, Pima County. I am a county employee, and I work for the Pima County Attorney's Office. I am the secretary for 27 detectives, and we work very, very hard at the Pima County Attorney's Office to make sure that crimes are prosecuted and everyone is held accountable, and me personally, I help the detectives to locate people that they need to locate for trial, and in an average I enter probably about 750 assignments to the detectives in 1 month, so they work very hard too. I did want to bring out some points about the pay, of course. I did a preliminary on my net pay, and in 2006, my net pay every 2 weeks was $918.56. In 2012, it was $933.86, and that's because in April I canceled my parking garage. Otherwise, it was $914. I thought I could save money that way if I canceled my parking garage and started taking the bus to work and to save on gas because I couldn't afford it. In 2006, my taxable income was almost $27,000. My taxable income for 2012 is $29,214. I worked for the county attorney's office. I started off as a spot in 1994. I quit for 2 years to stay home with my son, and I came back in 2004, and I've been with them since 2004 as well. And I would appreciate if I am one single income family. I have 2 children that live at home, 2 minors, and it would be, yeah, I would really appreciate it if somehow we can see our net pay go up again. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Arvizo.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
I just wanted, did you say you are a secretary for 27 different lawyers? Is that what you
No,
said?
detectives.
Detectives.
Yes.
Geez, that's just as bad.
Oh, no.
No, lawyers, lawyers create.
Oh, there is one other thing I did want to mention, because I did total up my my gas, my electric, my water, and the garbage for the month of December from 2006. It totaled $199.08 in 2006, and right now I'm at $327.36. And I just got informed by TEP that it's going up another $20, so, thank you.
I'm curious, since you seem to have the same pension I do for numbers, your last paycheck, because there were some changes, because at the federal level, they're taking more out of your pay, what was that differential, do you remember, for you?
Currently,
I mean, as your last paycheck in 2012 compared to your paycheck of your last paycheck, because that's when all the adjustments.
okay, 933.86, and right now I'm at 910.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to call on Judith Snyder. Please come up, identify yourself for the record, and you have 3 minutes.
Good morning, Chairman Valadez, members of the board, and public. My name is Judith Schneider. I live at 6561 North Pomona Road in Pima County. I've been a county resident since 1980. I've worked for Pima County for 25 years, and I just retired last month. My last position with Pima County was with Regional Wastewater Reclamation Department with the Compliance and Regulatory Affairs Office Laboratory. I'm going to focus on the last 14 months where we all worked very hard. We moved to a brand new facility, which required us, which we had a big increase in equipment. I worked for the Quality Assurance Unit, and we had to learn to work with all this new safety equipment. For example, we went from 5 hoods to 28 hoods. We had to buy a new device we check the flow rate in those hoods every month. During the same 14-month period, we also had to train. We got a new laboratory information management system, which is our database that we use to process over 2,000 samples a month. We also got a brand new Windows Office system, and we all had to train to use that new system. The 3 biggest stressors in people's lives are death, divorce, and moving. And if any of you have ever moved in your home, you can imagine moving to a completely new facility at work. I'm very grateful for the new facility. It's really brought us all together in one building with some other divisions of wastewater, including industrial wastewater control and water quality and staff and training development. The staff has really met these challenges with a lot of hard work. Due to continued staffing shortages, I had to transfer the last 3 months of my work from the Quality Assurance Unit to the Microbiology Unit, and learn a new procedure very quickly. We've also sought a new accreditation in the last year. With that comes increasing obligations to train our employees. When I was in quality assurance, I did manage the training records, and I took us from a manual system into a computerized system. It's been a national trend that we're having an increase in regulatory requirements, and since we test wastewater, this has resulted in an increased workload for our staff. I'm all for the increase in regulatory requirements because I think it ensures the safety of the public, and that's
Ms.
our
Snyder,
job.
I'm going to ask you to summarize. You've already exceeded your 3 minutes.
So I think we've worked very hard the past 5 years. We've improved the quality of our service to the constituents. And in closing, I ask that you not look at a raise in terms of the short term is an expenditure for the county, but that you please look at the raise in terms of the long term as an investment in county employees and an investment in your community. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to call Janice Clem. Please come up, identify yourself for the record. There's no Janice Clem? Oh, there you are.
Good morning, Chairman Valadez, board members, and public. My name is Janice Clem. I live at 4763 West Lessing Lane. For the past 2.5 years, I've worked for Pima County Public Library as a library associate. The 27 libraries offer myriad, very visible services to a large and varied demographic of patrons. Some of the newer services may include ebooks, a seed library, and free music downloads. As employees, we need to keep a large knowledge base of current events and procedures, as well as connect with the communities in which our libraries are located. We inspire, we answer, we help people gain skills and literacy that they need to survive. To keep good workers, they need to be paid a fair wage. I've not seen a raise, nor have many of my longer-term coworkers. I know system coworkers who are driving to work on bald tires and others who have to scrape together a few dollars to buy gas on their way to work. Gas and food prices have increased, our wages haven't. We are making less and feeling the impact. I can't help but think that a person who attends a GED class or gets a job through library programs won't eventually become a tax-paying citizen of Pima County. We ask you to help us by giving a wage increase so we can continue to provide that high level of customer service that we do. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I call on Monica Nicolas.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, Chairman Valadez, board members, and the public. My name's Monica Nicholas. I live on 1320 West Fresno Street in Tucson. Okay. And I'm a county employee. I've worked for Pima County for 4 years as a senior clinical dietitian in our community nutrition programs, WIC and Food Plus. My coworkers and I work very hard every day to provide healthy food for families at risk in our community. We help families improve their health and nutrition, and we also provide free breastfeeding and lactation services, which is a key piece in improving our breastfeeding rates and is also so important in today's obesity epidemic, and also striving to decrease healthcare costs in helping people improve their nutrition and preventative health services. We have a really challenging job, and we give 100% to our work and our clients every day. In the past few years, we've had a really high turnover rate. We've been chronically understaffed, and most of the time, we're doing the work of 2 or 3 people. We continue to give 100%, but we haven't received a raise in 5 years. With rising healthcare costs and increased payroll taxes, our paychecks continue to decrease while the cost of living continues to rise. And many county employees have taken a second job just to make ends meet. We are the workers that are keeping the county running strong during these tough economic times. And we are the workers that directly serve the community and continue to provide quality service despite our shrinking paychecks. I know that my department, the frontline WIC staff, has partnered with management and asked management to work with us to help improve the quality of services that we provide, and are committed to improving our program as a whole. It's time that we receive a raise as recognition for the hard work and commitment that we have given to our jobs and the community. We ask that you consider the quality of service provided by Pima County workers who serve the public directly and lend your support by approving a wage increase we need to keep our county's economy flowing and growing. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nicholas. Next, I'd like to call on Juan Perez. Please come up, identify yourself for the record, and you have 3 minutes.
Good morning. My name is Juan Perez. I live at 1840 South Norris Avenue in Tucson. I've been an employee for about a year. I'm very proud to work for the County of Pima. I came from California, and I'm very happy that I'm here now. I work for Fleet Services, and we maintain our vehicles. I learned that the ratio of vehicles, a proper ratio should be 30-1, 30 vehicles to mechanic, and right now I believe it's about close to 70-1. And what that means is that a lot of us, or mechanics, are taking on a lot more work than we should, and we gladly do it. I talk to my peers at work, and everybody seems to be having a hard time with supporting their families. I also know one of the mechanics is planning on possibly leaving to a different state, and it's due to the obviously to the pay. He can't afford to stay here any longer. Again, I ask you to consider a pay raise for the county, and to remind you that the money that, if we get a raise, will stay in our county. Anyways, thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, I have to call on John Becerra. Please come up, identify yourself for the record, and you have 3 minutes.
Good morning, Chairman Valadez, board members. My name is John Becerra. I'm the Pima County chapter of SEIU Local 48. I live in Tucson, Arizona at 85713. And I'm a county employee also. I've been a county employee for 6 years. I work at Ina Road Wastewater Treatment Plant. I'm very thankful to you for having this job. I really enjoy this job. I think I've told a few of you that I like this job. I came from the prison system as a worker, and and you know, it's a lot better job here, and in the last 5+ years, though, I have not had a raise. Any of us have not had a raise, and my knowledge skill of the wastewater treatment plant that I work at has grown immensely. You know, I feel that I give a lot more to the wastewater treatment plant than I did 6 years ago. But we haven't seen anything back. We're in the process of a $750 million upgrade. That's going to give us a lot more things to learn, to do. We're going to have to give more of ourselves to operate that treatment plant, repair it, and we're going to be required to take on more responsibility, just as the county administration has been asked to take on more responsibility, and except the frontline employees have not seen the raises that the administrators have seen. It's time to recognize the contribution and values of all the employees, not just the administration. So we're asking for a raise this fiscal year, and I thank you.
Thank you, John. Next, I have to call on Maya Castillo. Please come up, identify yourself for the record. And who is this you have with you?
It's been an interesting morning, let me tell you. My name is Maya Castillo. I'm the president of Local 48 Arizona, and I know many of you are already aware that I'm a longtime library employee. What you may not know is that I'm also a library kid, which is, you know, child of a librarian. It's really a wonderful thing. My mom taught me about books and loving reading and a million other skills, including being good to our community, which is one of the most important things that my parents could teach me. So now I have 2 daughters. The big one is at preschool right now, and this is the baby, and her name is Magdalena. You could say hi. And they're growing up as library kids too. They get to call library second home, you know, and in fact, this one of her very first words was Susie, who was my supervisor at the Santa Rosa Library. So the last few years have been as tough for me as for anyone. A kid in preschool is not inexpensive, but I know that that's how I can help her get her best start. And we're talking about, you know, more than a car payment every month. And on a shrinking paycheck, that's absolutely difficult. But the libraries also help other families get their best start for their small children, and help and are there for lifelong learning opportunities for all our community. Library employees and county employees want to continue to make our county exceptional through the services that we provide to not only to our families, but to all the families in the community. And I think it's very important that county employees are recognized for the service they provide, for the absolute passion they have for their services in the form of a wage increase. Please recognize your frontline county employees the way you have Mr. Huckleberry for doing a tremendous job for Pima County. And you know, that's my ask. I had some lovely written comments, left them at home, but I didn't forget the baby. So, do you want to say anything? Do you want to sing a song? You want to? You want to? No? She, at 18 months, she could sing pretty much all of your traditional nursery rhymes, and for that, I give credit to my upbringing and to the Pima County Public Library. So, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Castillo.
You want to say?
Is there anyone else who would like to address the board or call to the public? Seeing none, this meeting stands adjourned.